Day 38 of picking a random album to listen. Let's see what we get today. Today's album is Vespertine by Bjork. Let's check it out. Okay, so I'll start by saying that this is not the type of music that I usually listen, so it really was a new thing for me. And this album feels like a mix of Norse culture and folk tales and folk music embedded with like art pop and like this electronic instrumentals type beats. I don't know, it's like a crazy combination that I don't feel like it should work that well, and yet it does. Something that I noticed and I enjoyed actually was Bjork's way of singing, because in some songs she's like a little more quiet and almost hesitant to speak the words, and in others she's just like full on singing with all her range, and that brings a lot of dynamics into the album, and that makes it more interesting. And it's songs like It's Not Up to You and Undo that really showcase this point and really shine on this dynamics. Also, another thing on this album is the production. I think it's really special and really unique because we don't get the traditional like pop beats that we usually hear in, I guess, popular music, but instead we get like this type of beats, quote unquote beats, that have all these little pops and sounds and bells and whistles, and like has a lot of texture, and it's not your traditional like beat. It's made up of a lot of little small tiny sounds that really add all this texture to the music, and that's what drives the songs. And we can hear that in songs like Cocoon and Aurora. And this texture thing, it can kind of get a little bit overwhelming, but I think that it just makes it so much interesting. And Bjork finishes the album with what I consider to be one of the best songs in the album, Unison. And overall, the album is just like really weird. The music is weird, her singing is weird, and everything just feels like big and mystical. And that makes it just very unique, and that's what makes this album so cool. So overall, I would say I really like this album. I think it was so unique. So yeah, art pop can be a very interesting genre of music, and in this case, Bjork really showed us how it's done. Favorite tracks are It's Not Up to You, Undo, Hidden Place, and Unison. I'll see you tomorrow.